Hey guys, so it's been a minute since I've done a video in the grimace, but guess what? Well, I was thinking, and I've been learning and studying and trying to understand why some people adapt quicker than others. Some people start to suffer symptoms that they can't explain. So I thought I would kind of globulate it all together in a little short, never ever short video. So basically, the whole deal is, you guys, if you've been seeing my videos, I talk about the ketogenic diet and how your brain can survive on units of fat to survive rather than the carbohydrates or the glucose. Now, contrary to popular belief, we have been taught that that's not possible. But obviously it is, because I've been in ketosis 5 years with no carbohydrate or sugar refeeds at the age of 47. Pretty cool, right? Yeah, I think so too. But the thing is that it was no problem for me to keto adapt. And I've said before in a few other videos, there's 2 levels of your keto adaptation. Well, there's more, but basically you're either in ketosis or you're highly adapted, because your body can make ketones but not really use them. So they become excreted out of the urine, and you might get that kind of fruity taste out of your mouth. What you actually want to do, you guys, is get your body to get the ketones into the Krebs cycle and use ketones and beta-hydroxybutyrate for the brain. And in the body, really, the body-brain, or the brain, in the beginning is just like, where's my carbs? So I've mentioned this before. So everybody's running around pissing on these stupid pieces of paper going, I'm in ketosis, but I'm tired at 4 o'clock. Then you are not highly keto adapted, and that could take upwards a year. Now, can you lose weight within a year? Yeah, of course you can. And before you're super highly mega mammoth keto adapted? Yeah. But I'm going to explain how you do it. So let's get right on to it. Do it. To it. I know, I'm silly. And I'm up real high off the ground in my grimace. Holla, there I am. Okay, so basically, one of the main things I think that people get confused about when they use their glucometer is that they'll have a glucose that's quite high. And a milligram per deciliter high glucose would be, let's say, 90. That's not dangerous, but it's too high to really actually even get to that highly keto adapted state, and you really don't produce a lot of ketones or get into ketosis at a blood glucose of 90. And I guess in millimolars that would be, I think it's about 44 or 45 millimolars for your glucose. But with that said, part of the reason that your sugars is so high is because you're not getting rid of your stress. And people swear that they're not stressing. One day ago, their glucose was down to 80 or even lower, and the next day, their glucose went back up to the 90s, or even in one day, they could have 60 glucose in the morning and then 110 in the afternoon. And if you have those huge wide numbers, you have a blood sugar dysregulation that started way before you ever tried keto. So I'm tired of people kind of blaming keto. Look under the hood of your car. Like, the engine's all messed up, yo. So you gotta look in the mirror and figure out what's going on. But it's like, people don't pay attention to their symptoms unless it's slapping them in the face. You cut out your carbohydrates and your body doesn't want to let go of the carbs, and it will go into gluconeogenesis, which is the breakdown of amino acids to make sugar without eating a drop. You're going to feel like shite. Promise me, or promise you, or don't promise anyone. You'll feel awful. So how do we get our blood sugar to go down and our ketones to rise? Because they must be in opposition. Because if your glucose is high and your ketones are high, you're not highly adapted, you guys. And you probably won't lose weight with that kind of high in both glucose and ketones. So with that said, how do we get our ketones to rise and our glucose to drop without compromising our health, our thyroid, our adrenal glands, our sleep, and of course our energy? So how do we do it? Okay. Number one, you see where my ass is at? Well, I mean, metaphorically speaking, I'm at the gym. I'm at my playground, and I call it my playground because some people don't like the gym. And I don't like it either, unless it's a playground. And then if it's a playground, then it's fun. So, what you actually want to do is develop your glute 4 receptor sites. Yeah? Because if you don't develop more glute 4 receptor sites to pop out of your muscle, gobble up the glucose that you're producing too high, you're not going to keto adapt. You're not. Don't think that you can sit on the sofa and think that you can't be, and you don't develop those muscles. The mitochondria is very active. It's like the power engines of your cells, your muscle cells. And they're hungry mother suckers. And they want to eat. So if you don't have carbs in your body and you're in a balanced state and your muscles are hungry, you're going to burn freaking, you're going to break down, you're going to blah, blah, blah in your liver, and you are going to use ketones. That's what we want. But to do that, you got to get off your butt and work out. And stop trying to do 45 minutes of cardio, because you're not going to become insulin sensitive where you develop those glute 4 receptor sites to pop out of the muscle cell and then gobble up the carbs so they don't go to your fat cell, because carbohydrates equals insulin, and insulin makes things grow like your fat cells. Yeah. That's the reason why we don't want high glucose, because glucose comes with insulin, and insulin stores fat, and it makes your fat cells become really good at storing fat and not burning it. That's why we don't want a mess of insulin running around in our bloodstream. Plus it's caustic and it stacks up, and it's no bueno. Detta är inte bra för alla mina svenska vänner i Skandinavien. But anyway, you have to work out. I talk to so many people in these consultations that try to get away with going and doing cardio. And there are some P90X thing. And I'm like, no. You do P90X, you're going to have cortisol. And you're already metabolically deranged. You're not going to keto adapt. You want to be smart, super, very hyper conscious and aware of your blood pressure, your stress response to your workout. So right now, I'm feeling fantastic, and I've got all of my stress hormones down, so my ketones can skyrocket, and that's what we want, guys. Your GLUT 4 receptors inside your muscle cell pop out, and they use the glucose, because we are always in flux. Your numbers are never going to be exactly the same throughout the day. Your glucose might rise, your ketones might rise. But you always want to check your fasted glucose and ketones in the morning, because those are the true indicators of your keto adaptation. And of course, how you feel, if you've got energy. All right, what for else? So today I put up a post on my Facebook. Where are we? Okay, we're 8 minutes. I put up a post on my Facebook talking about, look at, like I did a screenshot of like muscle, and then this like 5 pounds of muscle, 5 pounds of fat. Well, fat's going to be huge next to the muscle, but that muscle is going to be very dense, packed, and very metabolically freaking active. And then that freaking muscle that you see is going to help you not only create the ketones, use the ketones, but also use up that glucose that is kind of teasing your brain to want to go back to that awful life of a blood sugar dysregulation. Okay. You want your muscles to be metabolically active, and you want to build your muscle. So sometimes when people cut out their carbs in the beginning, they go through somewhat of a keto flu. Read up, you guys, and learn everything you can on how to combat that. Like, you might want to down regulate or down climb, like I will off this machine soon. Funky comedy. You might want to kind of slowly pace yourself down off the starchy carbohydrates and switch it out to squash, yellow squash, and sweet potato. That would be your carbohydrates, not quinoa. That's garbage. Garbage. Don't think that's a superfood, because it's not. Phytic acid, blah, blah. You also want to use half a sweet potato in the morning and half a sweet potato in the afternoon, and squash for dinner, about 4 ounces, as a graduation process to actually get yourself ready to dump your carbs down to 15 to 20 grams per day. so that you don't go through such a massive stress response as the brain's freaking out, like, where's my crack? Where's my crack? I need my crack pipe. That's a really smart way to do. But I don't know how many consultations I do where a lot of you women are not working out. And I'm like writing a keto plan, and I'm talking to people. I'm like, you have to work out. And some people will be like, where's some pin loading? See, over there, those are pin loading machines. Don't rely on pin loading machines. Go get some dumbbells, even if you're at home, or kettlebell, and move your body, or do some resistance training, some push-ups, some body weight training, some chair dips, some freaking squats, sumo squats if you've got a bad knee, which is what I do, some glute kickbacks. I mean, there's a ton of things, some wall push-ups if you can't do floor push-ups, or get your butt on the floor and do some floor push-ups, do some abs, stretch. This is a way to have your glute 4 receptor sites develop more and learn how to gobble up the glucose, so you stop this terrible cycle of having your glucose be too high, your cortisol be too high, your mitochondria in the muscle cell be a flatliner, because you are not going to get ripped and you are not going to have the business if your muscle, if your girth, the girth of your body is filled, if your fat percentage is too high. It's not. Don't expect to just go on keto and expect to lose all this weight if you've got so much body fat. Is body fat going to burn fat? No, it's not going to. It's not going to. Stop being so darn impatient. There's one guy in particular, and I hope he's watching, but like, he was on keto for a couple days, and he was like, I'm gaining weight, and I'm off of this. And I was like, I've got like 300 videos explaining to stop being in a hurry. Don't be in a hurry. The more you expect your fat to go down, and he was skinny as a rail. I'm like, dude, you're skinny, you're in your 40s, you've got metabolic derangement, your sleep is not the best, you are not going to eat a bunch of fat, and then you have this water weight distribution from your muscle to your fat cells, and you think that you're getting fatter, but you're really not. Not in a couple days, guys. No, water distribution, that's all, redistribution. For you to lose the body fat, you have to become highly adapted. That's when you know. You can actually be in ketosis and also burn fat, but then you have to work out, because you have to wake those sleepy muscles up, wake up the mitochondria in the muscle cell to start burning energy and to start wanting food. So then your body will create more ketones, and instead of getting rid of them, your body actually uses them, because your muscles have too much of a damn friggin' demand. They are expensive things on your body, and they want to eat. That's how you lose weight. That's how you get the business. That's how you get ripped. But if you come in this gym and you overtrain and you produce cortisol and you eat too much protein, you're just gonna get fatter. Okay guys, that's it. If you want to learn more about how to keto adapt, you can go to stephanieperson.com and think about booking a consultation with me, because I got it. I got you. I got it figured out. I really understand how this stuff works right now. I spend hours learning about everybody who's so different, and all the people who've got metabolic derangement, and the different demographics of people that have certain types of autoimmune disorders, and the affectation of our society, whatever. I don't know. I'm up on a machine and I'm just rambling. But just go to stephanieperson.com, Stephanie the Business Person, on my Facebook fan page. If you're not sure if you're going to book a consultation like that, because you're like, who's this chick? Go to my Facebook and see all the posts that I do all day that is not about food, y'all. No food porn coming this way. You know, I might do a recipe book in the future, but it's not now, because I want you guys just to learn how to get into ketosis and have some damn energy for the first time, and stop having all these whacked out issues that make you age prematurely. Oh, my Instagram. If you want to go to my Instagram and see 15-second videos, that's Stephanie Ketogenic. Okay, guys, peace out. This is another random video about, I don't know, it was about whatever. It's literally just like if you're having a hard time getting into ketosis and you're trying to conceptualize how to get in. Actually, the most important thing that I want you guys to realize, it's all about your personality. Because if you're a crabby, complaining, biatchy, complaining that you're not eating your cheese, you're not going to adapt. Change your thinking, and that'll change your mind. Peace out.